Police. Maine State Police called this press conference in conjunction with the Federal Bureau of Investigation to help bring attention to the disappearance of 14-year-old Stefanie Damron. Stefanie was last seen on September 23rd, leaving her home in New Sweden on foot and walking into the woods behind her home. Stefanie's family is very concerned for her safety, as are we. And to our knowledge, Stefanie does not have current access to electronic devices and has limited access to social media. We are looking for help from the public in order to maintain a vigilance for Stefanie and to report any tips or leads that might be helpful to our investigation. Stefanie is a white female, approximately 5 feet tall, 130 pounds, with shoulder-length brown hair, green eyes, as last reported wearing blue jeans, long-sleeve blue shirt with black Harley-Davidson hiking boots. A photograph of Stefanie is available for publication, and you can see a picture here. Since her disappearance, the Major Crimes Unit detectives in our Northern Field Division, along with the Boston Division of the FBI, have spent hundreds of hours investigating her disappearance, conducting countless interviews, and following up on leads. The Maine Warden Service have canvassed the woods searching for Stefanie, but at this time, there's been no credible information or sightings of Stefanie. The Maine State Police Major Crimes Unit North is collaborating with the Federal Bureau of Investigation with this missing person investigation. Anyone with information concerning Stefanie's whereabouts is urged to contact the Maine State Police at 1-800-924-2261 or 207-532-5400. And you may contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. At this time, I'd like to introduce Special Agent in Charge, Kim Milka from the FBI, who will be making an announcement regarding a reward related to this case.
Thank you, Major. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming and for helping us keep the public informed about our efforts to locate Stefanie. I'm Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Kimberly Milka with the FBI. Our hearts are with the family and friends of 14-year-old Stefanie Damron, who are patiently waiting for answers about her disappearance and are hoping for her safe return home. On September 27th, 2024, the FBI joined forces with our law enforcement partners to assist in the search. Today, we are renewing our call for the public's assistance, and we are here to announce that the FBI is offering a significant reward of up to $15,000 for information leading to her safe return or the arrest and prosecution of anyone involved in her disappearance. The FBI hopes this reward will incentivize anyone with information about Stefanie's whereabouts to come forward. Any detail, no matter how small, could be helpful. Stefanie's family desperately wants to know where she is, and we are fully committed to helping our law enforcement partners exhaust every investigative resource to find her and bring her home. Immediately after she was reported missing, the FBI brought in our Child Abduction Rapid Deployment, or CARD team. The CARD team is a group of highly trained and experienced subject matter experts on cases involving missing children. Investigators have conducted dozens of interviews and followed up on leads in Maine, across the country, and even Canada. Despite extensive investigative efforts, including a neighborhood canvass and video search, along with an expansive grid search utilizing canines from Maine Warden Service and Maine State Police, Stefanie is still missing. We will continue to assist Maine State Police with on-the-ground investigative, technical, and analytical support. We know many of you want to help, which is why we are asking the public to review Stefanie's missing person poster and share it on social media. Rest assured, we are working to find out what happened to Stefanie and reunite her with her family.
So we'd also like to take just a moment and thank the members of the public and the media for their continued attention to this case. Your efforts in keeping Stefanie's disappearance in the forefront of the community are invaluable, and we do appreciate your support as we remain focused on bringing her home safely. As you know, there are some investigative details and strategies that are unable to be shared at this time, but we will do our best to answer a few questions if you have them.
Did she have a cell phone and leave it behind, or did she not have one at all? If she did leave it behind, what does that tell you about this investigation?
there were no devices taken with her at this time, and she did not have a cell phone.
Had she run away before, and what is your hope and maybe that she's run away again this time? Did somebody say?
So this behavior has not been uncommon for Stefanie, which is why I think the family waited a little bit of time, gave her a little bit of time before calling the police immediately. And so, but in this case, for obvious reasons, since she hasn't turned up, we slowly ratcheted up all the investigative resources that are present, in that area today for this reason.
We've gotten some information about that there may be some concerns inside the household, no running water and things like that. There's other children in the household. Has DHHS been called in at all?
Yes, thank you for that question. Of course, yeah. So in any of these cases,
So the tips that have come in for out of the area, so there's some for Canada and other states, they're tips from the public that maybe she had a social media friend at the time or an acquaintance. So we just try to follow up on any information for those outside state.
Do you have any reason to believe that there was foul play? Because you said the card unit was involved, and then, or maybe that she's with somebody, or was there someone she might have been meeting?
So at this point, everything is still on the table for us. From her simply being missing to run away to the worst situation, because we don't have any concrete leads or tips that will let us basically in one direction or the other. So we don't want to leave anything on the table and not take something serious. So, but at this point, there's nothing that leads us in one specific direction.
Was it verified that she went into the woods? I mean, did the dogs, or was there any sort of, hit?
Other than the information that that's where she was headed is the woods, and that is also past behavior as well.
So you haven't uncovered any evidence of it, where or possible whereabouts?
We have.
I know you guys waited a little bit to do that ground search, to do that extensive ground search, with members of the community. Do you guys think maybe you waited too late to do that in order for the dogs to get a scent, or what's the thought process on that?
So the ground search with the Warden Service was only a few days after the fact. Typically in a missing person investigation, you start with the investigative leads, and then you call in the resources that you need. So it's a matter of following up. So no, I don't believe it's too late. And the wardens they'll do a grid search as well, so it's more than just dogs, it's also humans as well.
What about anything that has led to trafficking, sex trafficking? I mean, we're talking the northern part of Maine, which people think it doesn't happen there, but in your experience, has there been anything that could be connected to this?
Again, all possibilities of what happened to Stephanie are still on the table. We don't have any specific information that that's what's happened, but we are trying to look into any tips that would lead us in that direction if we receive them.
And because it's so far up north, I know you said you were searching Canada as well. If she was in Canada, how would that process move forward, looking for her?
We would partner with the RCMP or the FBI also has resources that we can partner with other law enforcement to follow up on any information.
And the FBI doesn't typically get involved with, say, a typical run-away case. So people might be asking, why are you here? Is it because the family is concerned, because it's been 2 months?
Well, I think in any missing persons case, especially so close to the border like this, you're going to want to involve the FBI, especially in any missing persons case where we haven't taken anything off the table, nothing has been ruled out or eliminated. Crossing state lines is certainly in one of those possibilities, and of course that's outside our jurisdiction, so that's where we would really look for help from the FBI.
Are there concerns she could still be in the woods, but in more danger with the falling temperatures and the snow this week?
Of course, there's always that concern. I think our hope at the beginning of hunting season is that a hunter might come across something that would lead us in one direction or the other. That has not happened. There is still a little bit of hunting time left up in that area, so I would highly encourage those hunters that are up there to be extra vigilant.
Although this was common behavior with Stephanie, was there anything that maybe the family indicated was different about maybe conversations or anything, moments
we're really not going to get into those investigative details about, you know, what was happening in her life in that day or two prior to, but at this point, again, everything is still on the table.
Can you tell me if DHHS intervened at all, or anything that they may have done? The children still in the home, the other children?
No, I'm sorry, I can't speak to what DHHS is doing there at all.
Well, you said she had a history of running away. I mean, how many times has she tried to run away?
I can't speak to that but for saying it was not uncommon. This was not uncommon behavior for Stefanie.
Was there a history of maybe mental health concerns or anything along those lines?
I don't believe there was at this point. I don't believe that there was any history of mental health concerns whatsoever. But again, certainly, you know, we proceed with all of these cases as if, you know, anybody is under mental duress or anything like that. So if there was an issue, we certainly, you know, wouldn't do anything differently at this point.
Okay. Did she have a passport?
We'll let one more question. Go ahead.
Did she have a passport?
I don't know. I guess you can speak to that. I don't believe she did. No.
And did she leave a note at all?
No.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you.
very much.
How did she go missing? What happened that day?
She got in an argument that morning with her 16-year-old sister. They'd been arguing, picking at each other for probably a couple hours. And Stefanie got up and walked out into the woods. That was nothing unusual. The kids, where their land is, they're surrounded by woods. The kids know those woods. They play in the woods.
Yeah.
You know, they've been in that area for 4 years now. When she walked off into the woods, they didn't think nothing of it. She's going to go out there and cool off and come back. Lisa and Christopher, her parents, were not home at the time. They were gone on a job interview. When they got home, the sister and brother said Stefanie walked out into the woods. Star and Stefanie got into an argument. Well, Lisa then started riding around looking for her after walking out there and not finding her. And after hours of searching, they called the police. They do believe that Stefanie could have possibly been corresponding with someone online, and she could have walked the outline of the driveway and possibly been picked up at the end of the driveway. All she would have had to have done is walk the wood line, and then she could walk out of the woods and be at the end of the driveway. The driveway's very long. It's over a half mile, close to 3/4 of a mile down.
So she could have been talking to somebody online. Have they
Yes.
checked? Does she have a phone?
There was an incident maybe a month, 3 weeks to a month before this that Stefanie did run off. And Lisa found her a couple hours later hiding in the woods.
Aw.
That's what they thought she was going to be doing again, but she wasn't.
Does she have a does she have a phone?
Don't know if she has a phone with her. The only phone she's a good girl. She's a smart girl. That's one thing I'm grateful for. I feel like if she's found a cabin out there or something, Stefanie's a survivalist. She knows all about surviving. She knows how to live off the land. Them kids can live off the land. But she's also very impressionable. Do I believe a predator could snatch her? Definitely. Do I believe she would have talked and trusted someone? Yes. Sadly, even an old man. Stefanie is so close to her grandpa. That's like one of her closest family members. Do I think she'd trust a old man? For sure. For sure. Is that maybe why the neighbors that she chose to go to that truck was 80 years old? Maybe why?